We're still guys.
We still got and we enjoyed it very much. Yes.
The wine is nice.
That was very nice, and we missed the New Year's Eve. We hope this year there will become a New Year's evening, but that we can have a party. Yeah, let's hope for that. So, and then you must be doing something at that evening as well.
Fully nude.
Yeah, fully nude. Okay. Okay. Let's have an applause for Philip.
So I guess because it's Marianne's birthday, I was asked to tell a sexual story. I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to tell you a story about when I was still quite new to Amsterdam, and I was working in a kitchen. Now, the thing about this kitchen is it was kind of pointed more towards a tourist crowd. It was kind of like this hip-hop joint. They served like chicken and waffles. Does that sound good? No. They also served like English breakfast. They played like loud hip-hop music. And attracted a bunch of people with their like Instagram, and you get the idea. Now in this kitchen, we probably served about like 50, 70 people, but we were only 2 people in the kitchen. There was myself, and then there was my colleague, a woman. And she had decided that because I was the newest person in the kitchen, that she immediately became my supervisor. Which meant one of us had the job of doing all of the morning prep, while the other one had the job of just kind of sitting there, drinking her coffee, and complaining about her hangover. Now I was just starting to learn the menu, so I would like ask her in the beginning. I would like come up to her, and I would say like, "Hey, can you help me out? Like I would really, really appreciate you like giving some help out in the kitchen." She would look at me. She would sip her espresso, and she would roll her eyes, and she would say to me, "If you can't handle it, then I guess you're not strong enough to work here, are you?" It's true. It's true. And I accepted this. I accept this for a number of reasons. One, I came into Amsterdam as like the most Canadian person, so if you look at pushover in the dictionary, there's a picture of my face. And the other reason is I couldn't spend my time when I had to do all this prep arguing with her. So I would just get there and I would do my job and I would try to get the kitchen ready for every time it came time for service. Now, of course, as this job continued and it became the summer, we got busier and busier and busier. Now, to give you guys an idea, you might think the summer is like, yeah, you'll see the sun sometimes in Amsterdam. It'll be nice weather, you know, people get really, really excited for brunch cook. Summer becomes hell because everybody on Sunday goes out for brunch. And I remember I was working this one shift and I was trying my best to get everything done. I really, really was. I was like whipping up waffle batter, I was getting the bacon ready, I was blanching vegetables, I had a pot for a fruit compote going. And I really could have used the help, but of course she's not going to help me. So I try my best. I'm really trying to like whip it up. But the thing is it's too late. I haven't managed to finish my prep and service has started. So now the orders are coming in and it's going like chit, 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 chit. And I'm sitting there saying shit, 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 shit. I'm trying my best, but you know what, like I got this waffle iron that's smoking behind me. I've got this bacon that's burnt to a crisp. And you know, like, I was blanching vegetables and I managed to knock over the water, so it spilled all over the floor. And still the orders are coming through. And so now I'm kind of like moving from my prep station to the plating station, back to the fry. And because the water is wet, I can kind of like do a slip and slide across the area, which is helping me keep up speed, but also I have to, you know, maintain my balance. And still the orders started to come through and things started to smoke. To give you guys an idea, the waffle batter that I had made, it was a little too thin. So the waffles themselves were coming out like melted Frisbees. Yeah, it was awful. And the fryer, like I didn't have a chance to clean the fryer, so it was smoking too. And by the time my colleague turned around, she could hear that people in the service area were coughing. Now, when you're a cook, you don't want to hear your customers coughing because the restaurant is full of smoke. So she went into the kitchen and she looked me in the eyes. And do you think that this woman like offered her help to me?
No.
No. No, immediately she decided to choose this time to kind of use her verbal words to discipline me further because I had messed up. So she's in my ear and she's saying that like, you've disappointed me. This is going awful. How dare you do this to the kitchen? And I'm just like trying my best to like work through. I'm like, no problem, I'll fix it. Don't worry, I'll fix it. It's okay. And I'm sweating and I'm hyperventilating. But you know what? I'm also in this weird state of nirvana because I think like it can't get any worse. You know? Like when you're so panicked, you're like, it cannot get any worse. So now I've hit rock bottom, I can only go up. Now this is what I thought. And then the boss walks in. And he's like the actual head honcho. Like there's the woman who's bossing me around, that's my colleague. And then there's the actual head chef of the kitchen. He walks in and he sees customers coughing. He sees that things are on fire. And he walks back in the kitchen and I've got one woman telling me these things in my ear, and then the chef comes up and he just looks at me and goes, "What have you done to my kitchen?" Now at this stage, I feel the hair grow on the back of my neck. And in one mind, I'm still doing the work, but in reality, I'm actually frozen stiff. Completely paralyzed. And it's like, at one moment I was this computer and I had all of these tasks, you know, and the next moment, it was frozen. And I couldn't press Control-Alt-Delete, I couldn't do anything. And it stayed frozen even as my chef grabbed me by the collar of my uniform and dragged me into the storage room. Now in this storage room, there is a sack of potatoes in the center of the room. And that's where I fell. I kind of just fell. And yeah, I started to cry. I had that deep cry, you know, that like, you know, you just can't get out of it. Like you're trying your best to bring yourself up, and then you stand up and go. And by the time the chef went downstairs to check up on me, I had taken off of my uniform, and I was like holding it in front of me, and I was like, I can't do this. Take this burden away from me. Now my chef looked at me, and he said, "Phil, why are you doing this? Why are you letting her push you around like that? Why don't you stand up for yourself?" he said to me. "Why don't you be a man?" And I went, "Okay, I'll be tough." So I take his advice. I don't let this woman boss me around anymore. In fact, I discovered that on this foundation of Canadianness that I stand on, if I drill down like I'm searching for oil, I have this hidden reserve of gay, sassy energy. It's true. It's true. I may look like a nice guy, but when the bitch comes out, she's out. Like, Thank you. So, when we were working together, and she came up to me and she's like, "You're a worthless piece of shit." I'd go to her and I'd be like, "Well, you're a fucking fat cow, don't talk to me." I know, I'm feeling the energy, I know. There's a moral to the story, don't worry. And it would escalate. And I won't describe how far it went, but it got worse. But here's the weird thing, I think that I'm being like tough and I'm standing up for myself, and she's actually starting to like me more for it. So I'm like saying like not nice things to her, and she's like, "Phil, that's awesome, we should go grab a drink." And this is the thing, it also like started to help in the kitchen as well. I got a little more assertive. So we worked in this like yuppie millennial place, and people made orders with modifications like vegan, gluten-free, hold the butter, like I want bacon, but I want beans. And I started to stand up for myself. I'd be like, "No, not accepting those orders, send them back. If they don't want to, if they put 18 modifications on an English breakfast, then maybe they don't want an English breakfast." And it worked, and I thought I was really, really starting to own this kitchen place, this place that almost broke me down. In fact, it did break me down. Now I was like a king of my own castle. And this lasted up until one moment when I made one of the servers cry. Now I had said something to her, something that I will not say. If I did tell you, in fact, my mother would probably disown me. What I can tell you is it was a long stream of words, a long stream of not so nice words, and by the time I finished letting those words out of my mouth, this woman had locked herself in the bathroom to cry. And suddenly, all of this tough guy, macho energy that I was feeling didn't feel so great anymore. So I decided that that's when I would quit. And I only ended up working at the kitchen for a couple of months before I decided to quit. And I said to myself, I'm never working in the kitchen again. Because you know what, guys? I don't have it in me to be that kind of person. But why would I want to? Thank you.